Lawnarchy, it's your man PL. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. You just heard the sounds of DJ Jamel Rockwell and Prelude. Tonight, we have very special guests in the house. We have some members of the FLAVORPAK crew.
Yeah.
We will get into one of the guys you're familiar with, guy in the middle gear. He's our alpaca king.
That show just happened like a week ago.
I know.
Man, are you serious?
Yeah, I was mad because
Yeah, Finn hit me up. She hit me up with pictures. I was like, "Yo, I thought you were gonna take me, man. What's up?"
Yeah, I was mad because I was out of town for a funeral, and I was like, man, fucking alpaca shows this weekend. I'm trying to get down there for that.
We have to have alpaca jam like we talked about.
Yeah.
Exactly, alpaca jam.
But before we
Talk about.
The last time Gear was on, he was putting us on game about how alpaca socks are like the best socks out there.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. That's some old man comfort stuff.
That
right
is some
there.
old man
Yeah.
comfort stuff.
They pull the sweat down
wool,
below.
yeah.
No, it's not even. Yeah, it's better.
And how the alpaca show is like pure pageantry, you know?
Yeah, it's like the best in show, like the dog thing, but it's alpacas. And then like they spit at you if you get too close to them. They're like camels. It's awesome, dude.
That's cool.
Sorry, let's get off alpaca.
oh we'll be back on alpacas at some point.
Give it 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
At some point, yeah, that's our thing now. We focus with alpacas heavy. But before we go get too deep into anything, let's go ahead and check in like we do every week. For those unfamiliar with the show, we are big mental health advocates, and we understand sometimes people just need an outlet to be able to just get some stuff off their chest, or whether it's positive or negative. So we try to provide that for ourselves and our guests. We call it the check-in. For example, Rockwell, my man, how was your week, bro?
Ups and downs. Still trending upward, I would say. There's some physical health stuff to address in the near future. But got my truck fixed earlier. That was nice. I don't know what the fuck I ran over. That thing, and they wouldn't even fix it. They was like, it's too big. I can't fix it.
She hit one of them good potholes.
Yeah.
No, it's
probably what it
it's
was.
something like metal, some weird metal piece. I should have kept the motherfucker. But finally got that thing swapped out earlier.
Oh, all right. Jeremy, my man, how was your week, sir?
Oh, it's good. Pretty chill. Just getting back into tree work, tree trimming and stuff. So.
You know, we're big in the trees over here at the lawn.
I know you guys. Hey, I'm living the tree life, and I know you guys are living the tree life as well.
Plug that shit, bro. No, plug your biz, bro. No, straight up. Tell them about your biz.
Yeah, Ronin Tree Care started about 5 years ago. Been trimming trees and remove trees, cabling, tree health care, all that kind of stuff. All over Kansas City. So pretty much.
All the way out east to Blue Springs because he's helped me
Yeah,
out too.
yeah. Been out to his
That's right.
house.
He's helped me out too.
Been up to Liberty. Been way out south Lenexa and south of Lenexa, way west, way east, all that. So
All right, citywide tree care.
try to keep me in shape. So.
And see, and you'll look right beneath him when we do the rebroadcast. The information will be right there, so you'll be able to look him up and get your tree care, get your arborary needs handled.
Arboreal.
Arboreal, good one.
Arboreal.
Buddha palms at thesaurus.
Arborist.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. See, motherfuckers wouldn't have thought you'd have found that on a hip hop show.
Thanks for the pronunciation. Shit.
Talking about alpacas and trees.
You know what I'm saying? Alpacas and arborealisms.
Step my game up.
You never know.
Arboreal.
That's right. We break the mayonnaise rule often on the lawn. Gear, my man, my mellow. ATT crew in the house. How was your week, sir?
It's good. It's just a lot of signage. Everybody needs it, so always in busy. So that's all I did all week. Put up signs.
Hey, signs, everywhere signs.
Yeah. Especially in Texas.
Oh, man, dude.
It's insanity down
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to get on that because, Texas is... We got love for Texas, but we also, be like, come on, Tejas, y'all got to do way better than this.
But some of the cats that painted on that the wall for the FLAVORPAK Jam coming up, they're all from Texas.
Yeah, what's that crew?
YPN crew.
YPN.
Yeah.
How many artists came up for that?
I think 5 came up, and then another probably 5 or 6 painted. So there was a bunch
It's
of people
up.
on the
It's
wall.
just on the
It's a nice mural.
Man, I'm geeked about looking to see what, because they already started, right? Or did they already do it?
We finished one alley.
Oh, okay.
Because they came up for a different thing. and
Ah.
It's just part of like what's going on because we finished an entire alleyway off, and then we're painting like Friday, Saturday, and maybe a little on Sunday for the event.
Okay, sweet.
But
So
yeah, if you're around Friday or Saturday, we'll probably be up there painting.
you all hear
for
that?
The event.
620 Linwood area. If you're around Friday, Saturday, stop by, holler at Gear, holler at the YPN crew out of Austin. I've been telling our crowd about, I just keep saying that there's a crew out of Austin. I'll look at the flyer right before the show and I forget to write down the name, and I'll be like, damn it, I can't remember the name of the crew out of Austin. I just know they dope. What's going on? Huh? Oh. Yeah. All right. So, DJ Ataxic, Brian Fisk, my man, my mellow, my brother from another mother, the bomb from Guam. How are you doing, my man? How was your week, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. The week was good. No complaints. Children are healthy. Wife is happy and healthy. It's been a good week overall. It's one of the few weeks that I've been, in town. I travel a lot lately for work, so just happy to be here, man, and just relaxing and chilling.
Man, for those that don't know, I've known the Taxic for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Maybe closer to 25 than 20.
Yeah.
When did you meet him? Shit.
I met a Taxic in like 99.
99-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, we were around the same time.
Yeah.
Like 99, 90, late 99, 98, somewhere around there, 99.
I beat you. I was 98. Yeah.
You were 98.
And then we started actually working together at Cabal when he would be DJing and I would be bouncing or bartending, like 2002-ish, 2003-ish.
Yeah, around 2002, right when Marcus was born.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I consider myself part of the Fisk family because I've been around since before Marcus, and I used to carry Marcus around. I tell the story all the time. I used to carry Marcus around at Washington Park when we do jams up there, and he would actually fuss when other people would have him, but then when I had him, he'd be like, "Yeah, shit, you cool, we all good." and I'd be like, yeah, it's my little dude right here. Yeah, we
Dude,
raw.
he's 21 now, man.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
21.
Yeah,
Iron
that,
worker. You know, big old monster, driving a big old monster truck, moving out this week. I think it's crazy, man.
Damn, man, it really has been. Damn.
yeah.
Brooklyn's 18, moved out back in December. She got her own apartment. You know what I'm saying? I got Ethan. Ethan's the last one. He's junior in high school, man. Last one.
Wow.
Yeah, then I just got to figure out what are we going to do after that?
Vacation.
Yeah.
Free time.
Yeah,
Man.
Resume your Pine Street celebrity status.
Texas too old for Pine Street.
Dude,
no,
yeah.
no, he one of the originators.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
that
but he's
was
too
at
old for Pine Street now.
94, 95.
Yeah, Pine Street is We should go up there one Saturday night just to see how it is.
That's when it was just B.
Man. That's so crazy, man. That was so long ago.
Right.
So long ago. I by the cops so many times in that town.
Let's see. Jason.
First thing they would ask me, for real, do you speak English? Swear to God.
Uh-huh.
First thing they asked me, every time me and my cousin went out on Pine Street together, first they pull us over, first thing they ask us, do you speak English? I'm like, are you kidding me, dude?
Good American accent.
I'm like, are you for real? Yeah, every
That's
time.
that's when you learn a little bit of Russian.
Oh,
and you
man.
just throw a curveball
I
at
should have
him.
hit him with something.
Yeah. Like,
Lawsuit.
I just right.
Oh, there you
right. I just moved back from Japan. I should have hit him with some
Exactly. So there you
Japanese,
go.
man.
All right. Jason, how was your week, man?
Man, I say extremely up and down. I hit y'all up on, what was that, Tuesday about some shit that went down that really tested my faith. Really tested I guess how nice I am to people at the spot. And I almost had to put hands on a handicapped man.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was.
It was a consideration.
Nah,
Like,
it was. I was really considering. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he sent us a message in our group chat on Messenger, and it was like, "Hey man, I don't know if God would forgive me if I put hands on this handicapped dude." And I was at work, and you all know how it is when I'm at work. Sometimes I can respond quickly. Sometimes it takes a little while. So it took a little while, but I was also pondering while I was thinking about my response. And I don't take putting hands on someone lightly. Because nowadays putting hands on somebody is either going to be the beginning point of an escalation period that leads to someone possibly being severely injured or dead, or it could be the ending of a relationship that you have with someone. You know what I'm saying? Or the ending of your relationship with some bread that you had.
Most definitely.
So I don't take it. I may joke about it from time to time, but I really don't take it lightly. And as a former bouncer, I really don't take life lightly, because unfortunately I've been at the club where someone didn't make it home on a couple of occasions.
Right.
So I was pondering his situation, and I was thinking about it, and as I was thinking about it,
Basically,
a
P
person
just wanted me to throw my life away.
a person with a person who has physical defect came into the shop, and so I was like, damn, okay, this is the universe saying, ask this motherfucker. So I asked said motherfucker, hey man, my guy's having an issue with a handicapped person, and he's he thinks he needs to put hands on him, but he feels some way because the guy's handicapped. And the dude said, well, is the handicapped person a person? And I said, I believe so. I've had an issue with the dude before, so yeah, I'm gonna say he's a person. Yeah. He's like, fuck that motherfucker, kick his ass. He said, just because he's physically, disabled, don't mean he don't deserve an ass whooping. I was like, hey, I think God's gonna forgive you if you put some hands on dude. I don't know. I just got it from a pretty good source. So as part of my check-in, that was part of my check-in that I had to, that I've, I tap. I feel like I'm tapping back in with the Almighty, and on a different level again, because this week when I've needed help or I've had questions,
It showed up.
the answers have literally like shown up, like literally walked through the door, and I'm like. So gotta acknowledge and acknowledge and respect and accept that. That's real. For a time, I thought he wasn't fucking with me no more because I'm a fool. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I ain't, but it is what it is. So my week was decent. Only wanted to cuss out 2 white folk.
That's a quarterly low.
That is a quarterly low. Now, the 2 white folk I want to choke out were meth tweakers, and if you're not familiar, I can't stand.
That's not a white person anymore. That's a tweaker.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they changed. They just happen to be white colored tweakers.
White colored tweakers.
Because tweakers are tweakers. Because we've had,
And are very diverse these days.
Man, dude.
Most definitely.
Speaking of diverse, 30 years ago, when FLAVORPAK started, was there an odd feeling from the outside, or do you think, or what was the reception, I should say, from the outside of you guys, because you guys were diverse, quote unquote, ethnically.
Yeah.
And not just ethnically though. You guys had like quote unquote street rappers, backpackers, graph. You know what I'm saying? You covered
We had punk rockers.
punk rockers. Yeah.
We had every walk hippies. Like every.
Just about every aspect.
Yeah.
of
You
life,
all covered.
city
You all
life.
covered
Yeah.
a very wide gamut when you cast your net. So was there a I don't know. Did you all ever like feel any kind of a pressure or feel like you all were kind of treated some sort of way because of that?
Well, by the cops, yeah, for sure. The cops didn't like. I think it was more of us just being educated and educating people about political stuff at the time, and our political beliefs and ways got. The cops like to really fuck with us after that. Yeah. Once they heard about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll let you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of came out of like Gear and I met at the Art Institute like in '93, and so, and I had before that I had some experience doing like just zines, like when I was growing up in St. Louis in high school, just making Xerox like. Poetry, writing, commentary, political commentary, comics, whatever. And I was going to a lot of like punk rock shows and stuff.
Hold on, you grew up in St. Louis? Where'd you go to high school?
There we go. There's the St. Louis question. Yep. Webster Groves.
You were? Yeah.
WG, Statesman.
There's
Yeah,
college girlfriend that was out that way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but so I was listening to hip hop, punk rock, reggae, growing up listening to, soul, rock, R&B, everything on the radio. But by the time I was coming to Kansas City, like 19, I was more into like, definitely more into hip hop music and, I don't know, alternative rock at that time was like everybody was calling it grunge and stuff. So some of that kind of stuff and independent music of all kinds, not just any of those two, and so it was, I don't know how it really came about.
Well, we didn't like when we first started. We didn't focus on hip hop at all. It was more of just an art collective, and just we liked different types of music and stuff. And
Vibe Tribe, Danny Girl,
Right.
Vibe Tribe.
Mhm.
They were doing
Yeah,
underground,
Candace,
like
Theo, Jock.
yeah, Theo and all those. They were doing underground parties at the time, and we kind of like
We started
saw
going to
what was
those.
going on, and we were going to those. And then, like the first party we threw, we had DJs and punk rock bands, and
Yeah.
it was wild.
Theo spun house music. Jock spun hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm
And
talking Theo Parrish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theo
Yeah.
Parrish.
Yeah.
So
where
he's
was
super
where was the
well-known.
first party?
Sun.
Yeah, Infinite Sun,
Infinite
which
Sun.
is now like condos or either
Yeah, it was
condos
a
or
building
apartments.
downtown.
That was
Like
down on
17th and
17th
Summit.
and Summit.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Gillum becomes Summit. Or not. I'm sorry, not Summit. Oak.
Oak.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying Summit. That's on the west side. Yeah, so Gillum becomes Oak down there.
Mhm.
So yeah, 17th and Oak. So Crossroads. What's the Crossroads now?
Okay.
Was just this basically wild character, who
Abandoned
had
area.
access to a huge warehouse.
Yeah,
And
he
we-
owned the
yeah.
whole building.
Yeah, had the
Oh,
whole
fresh.
building. Ran a total DIY recycling. Like before they had curbside recycling in Kansas City. Like every time they'd come up for a vote, he was like pushing to get this like recycling thing happening. So he had this big school bus and he'd drive around and just do recycling for different businesses and stuff. Just he was way ahead of his time, but he was into drumming. He was a musician. He had let, I think, a couple different people after us like throw raves there. So he had different things to raise money for that space. But because I knew him through school, we had an inn, huge building. And yeah, that first one, man. I
Man,
don't
that
know.
first party, okay. So there were so many people at the first party and just dancing and going crazy
Up on the second floor,
on the second floor.
wood floors and beams.
So we go down below, and you know those big, thick beams that hold the floors up?
Yeah, floor
Those
joists.
were moving. They were breathing. You go outside, and the brick on the walls on the outside were moving. That's how many people were bouncing up and down on the floor. And you could stand in the dance floor, and the floor would drop, and then you would drop. That's how many, like, yeah, it was scary. We describe it, I went downstairs, and we were back over in the corner just like, it's going to break, dude.
Man.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was
yeah,
pretty
those
wild.
first parties, yeah, like we were saying, is like the first party really was we wanted to throw parties and we wanted to mix it up with DJs and live bands because
Yeah,
we had
bring
friends.
everybody kind of together.
Yeah,
It was the idea, but
yeah, we had friends that were in bands and DJs
Yep.
and visual artists or did a couple different things. So some people were going to art school or hanging out in that area, even if they weren't going to college, and just going to parties together, drinking together, whatever. And then so we were like, well, man, I want to put this magazine together. How are we going to afford it? And it was like, $2,000 to print it or whatever, because we wanted to do X amount of them. And so we're like, all right, we'll throw this first party. And we paid rent to the dude, paid Theo for the sound system. He had just like these banging speakers. Like, I don't know, like, someone was talking about it before. Like, I can't remember who I was talking to recently, but they're like, I remember going into Theo's apartment. Oh, yeah, it was Max, DJ Max. He was part of Vibe Tribe. And he was like, yeah, I remember going in there, and it was the Afton Apartments on 43rd Street, which they called the Art Ghetto.
Yeah.
And, because there was always artists coming and going, and it was pretty cheap to live there, but big-ass apartments. And he would just, like, blast people out in this apartment. It was just so loud. But he had his whole DJ setup. You walk right in the door. It's right there. People would just come hang out, listen to him
you
mix
could
stuff.
just hang out on the street. People
The
would
neighbors hated him
Yeah.
because it was so effing loud. But yeah, that first party, it just crushed it. And it was like everybody was there. No drama. No police.
fights.
No police showed up for the first party.
You get all these crazy, like, people you just would not imagine.
Yeah. Like
Together.
Raytown was there, like
Like
East
Wyandotte
Side, West
County,
Side, everybody.
East Side, West,
Yeah,
there were
Waco.
gangsters. There were like
Yeah.
hippies. There were punk rockers. There
People
were
from alternate
hip-hoppers.
gangs and stuff
Yeah.
would be there, and it's like, hey, this is fine. No one's hassling anybody else.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was
But
cool.
The one thing I think we learned from that first party, though, is like we watched people like, so the punk rock band would come on at this time, so one crowd would move out, and the next crowd would move in, and then
Yeah,
they dance for a while, and then the DJs would come on, and that crowd would move out, and another crowd would move in, and that's kind of why we ended up focusing on hip hop.
Yeah,
in
and I
the
think
end, because that's what we like the best.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is like, so like at first we were kind of just mixing it up, mashing it up with all different kind of styles. Just like people that we were friends with were like, okay, you got a band, let's get your band over here.
Yeah.
My brother DJs, let's have him DJ this next party. But what happened was in Westport, you could, if you were in a hip hop group or a hip hop artist, you could not get a show because they just would say, they would just think, oh, okay, this is a gangster rap. We don't want drama. Someone's gonna get shot. There's all these like preconceived notions about
plus
hip hop.
Well, that and plus Westport and its preconceived notions about blackness in general,
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
and its history with blackness.
Yes. Yeah, and you know, majority white owners of clubs not wanting an all black crowd.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
straight racism. So it's like, you know, like you could have a mostly white or like a mixed ethnicity like rock band could play no problem. You could play 80 different, not 80, but 10 different places, right? Or if you're a touring group and you played rock, you played R&B, whatever, that's cool, jazz, whatever. But if you're hip hop, no, not gonna happen.
was
So we would have to just do underground parties, or do house parties, or rent warehouse space for the night. So that's kind of what we did. And so we kind of switched up from doing a little bit of everything to being like, okay, rock's got its place. All these other kinds of music have a place to do stuff. If you're DJing house or techno or whatever, you got a place to do it. So we really focused on hip hop, and then plus some of us were graffiti artists,
And this is like
b-boys.
when we started doing stuff, none of the hip hop groups in Kansas City were connecting with each other. There was a couple people.
That we knew of. I
Yeah.
mean, we knew artists on the Kansas City
And
side or
when-
Kansas side. Or,
Yeah, when FLAVORPAK started bringing all these people together, you know, it was they started to like they made the scene finally. It was, but before that there was like you couldn't go anywhere and see it, so nobody really connected that way. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's fair to say that between Vibe and FLAVORPAK, y'all
in the early
literally-
90s, like early
literally
90s stuff.
built the underground scene.
Yeah,
Like
for early 90s.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't a thing before.
Yeah, because before us, I think was before I was here, and you know DJ Fresh, a young Jock Max was DJing.
Yeah.
And then people that kind of
Rice.
predated, like who were the early ones that were like there was who was the person that had the club that was connected with Biz Markie, where Biz Markie was like his cousin or something.
Cove.
Yeah.
The Cove.
The Cove, yeah.
And was that like
Seven
late
Heaven.
80s?
Is
That
that
was-
why Biz Markie showed up here all the time?
Well, that
Yeah,
Biz, well, that and
family
Biz Markie
here.
loved Kansas City.
Wow.
Right.
Biz really did love Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biz DJ'd the party at the over at the park that year,
We met
the
him.
Spring Valley. It's not the Spring Valley. Is that a Blue Valley over in the hood? Blue Valley,
Biz stayed
Spring
in
Valley.
Kansas City, man.
Yeah.
our park.
He stayed in Kansas City. Rest in power.
Yeah, Biz used to stay in Kansas City, and motherfuckers didn't even know because there wasn't no internet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was probably the first like hip hop like kind of superstar I ever met. I met him at the Cove.
Fresh.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Doc took us out there, me and Scribe, and that was definitely a whole different vibe that we had never experienced before. But yeah, and then we get outside, and somebody's like shooting. There was a shootout, and Jock's like, "Get behind the car!"
Yeah, the Cove was was just south of my neighborhood. I grew up on 24th and Forest, and the Cove was right there on 31st and Truce. So it was a couple of times I was spending the night at a friend's house,
Oh yeah.
and like Fresh let me carry some crates in for him,
Nice.
Yeah.
and I just was in the corner, just like, man, I can't believe I'm in here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's the Inferno was that way too.
Yeah, well, one of the chicks I went to high school with while we were in high school was like a waitress at the Inferno, and she was making hella money.
Me and East did a breakdancing gig there. That was a trip.
Yeah, where was the Inferno at?
Like 43rd and Truce,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
or 42nd and Truce.
Okay. Was that like late 80s or what was that? Early 80s?
Inferno was there until maybe like 90, like 90.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say. It
No,
was
Inferno
probably
was down
like-
on it was on like 40th, 41st.
Yeah, I think we went there.
Yeah, because it was past the Operation Breakthrough, and then it was past 39th Street because it was past the what used to be what I used to call the Mr. Goodbar thrift shop, because they used to have the Mr. Goodbar painted on the side of it for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And so it was like a block and a half down from that.
Somebody has those the Inferno letters.
What?
Yeah, I saw them somewhere.
Oh dang.
Like they have them in their apartment. It's in a
That's-
loft, it's like in a loft apartment.
That's fly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's fly.
That's a flex.
That is
That's
definitely.
a flex right there.
Yeah.
Just have the letters.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's a flex.
Because I remember when you sent some pictures out in the group text about like some of the old pictures from like some of the old flyers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then you asked me what was my first FLAVORPAK party,
Yeah.
and it took me a minute to think about it, but it was the one at the VFW.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was cold as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Me and Smooth, and I feel like somebody else, Teron, our homeboy Teron might have been with us, but me and Smooth had like just linked up and started doing Rough Draft,
Oh nice.
our group Rough Draft, and somebody, Rich was working at me and Smooth were working at Ward Parkway at Sports Fever.
Okay.
Rich was working at the at the watch kiosk that was like right in front of our in front of our store.
Was it like a Swatch watch kiosk?
Oh man, that would have
that was the shit was fresh.
been that would have been
Oh,
definitely
Swatch.
Rich right up Rich's alley for real. But it was just a regulation ass watch spot.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
one day I needed to get a battery, so I was like, oh okay. So I went and got and we just wound up talking. Me and Rich wound up talking, and turns out that he went to Lincoln a few years before I was at Lincoln. And I have this thing about people that went to Lincoln. I love us, because it seems like we're the only ones that understand us.
You got your own subculture.
Yeah. So we were talking. We would talk just about that stuff from time to time, and then one day I had a tape of a group that I just left, and I was like, "Hey man, check this out, man. You seem like a cool dude. Let me know what you think about it." He came back the next day. Was like, "Oh man, dude, that was dope. Blah blah blah." And then he gave me a tape of some beats, and he was like, "Man, check these beats out, man. I do some production." And I was like, "Oh okay." And I was listening to him in the car on the way home, and I was like, "Oh man, this shit is trippy as shit. I love this shit." And so long story short, that's how me and Smooth met Joker 70. Because we wound up going to a spot when he was staying right off the plaza,
Yeah.
where I couldn't smoke inside. I was like, "Damn, Rich, I got to go outside." He's like, "Sorry, man. It's cool, bro. It's cool."
Was he doing? That was before like Human Crop Circles.
It
With
was-
his brother, right?
It was during Human Crops. So it was like right after they had done like maybe like the first project or so.
Yeah.
Because then that was the next thing that he handed me was the Human Crop Circle stuff,
Okay.
and then I handed him some stuff that me and Smooth had done in a studio session,
Nice.
and that's how I found out about the FLAVORPAK party.
Okay.
And so so we went. Like I said, it was cold. We didn't take our coats inside because I don't know you motherfuckers. But we got in. We knew a couple of people when we were, but we didn't know any. It was, but we started just seeing people and just, and it was just the vibe of it was just cool. You know what I'm saying? It was not it wasn't pretentious. Nobody was like, hey, I'm supposed to be here. What are you doing here?
Right.
And like I said, I was seeing all types of characters. Some street cats that I knew from the streets, some cats that I knew that sold some dope. Some couple gangbangers.
Everybody was in there.
Some nerds I knew. I was like, damn, it's everybody and their mom off in this. Probably was somebody's mom off in that motherfucker. Shit.
Jamal's.
Oh, now you why you
No,
bullshitting?
it's probably his grandma in there too.
Why you
She used to
bullshitting?
come out to parties and jam with us. Like his mom and his grandma would be on the dance floor with us.
Oh man, yeah,
It was
Nisha's
nuts.
love me some Nisha. Shout out to Nisha.
Yeah.
Energy.
Oh man.
Hip hop mama.
Yeah.
But that was the first flavor pack because the ones before that I'd heard about, but I heard about them afterwards because I was down at MU.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine would come back, he'd be like, man, I should have. I should have called you or something, man. You made it come up,
Yeah.
but it was just this party, man. It was down kind of on downtown somewhere, man. It was just cool, man. It was like an old bathhouse or something, man. I'm not sure what it was.
Cafe.
Cafe.
Yeah, I was like,
It used to be a sketchy.
I was like, I don't know nothing about no bathhouses.
Yeah,
What?
what?
So I had to go to the encyclopedia.
At least it wasn't the internet. You would have got something.
Oh
way
man,
worse.
I can't unsee that. I cannot unsee
So I can just walk around and put my dick in a hole?
Glory
Scribe
time.
and I had to break all those walls out and the beds.
Oh,
We had to break all that apart and haul it out.
was that all concrete, all one piece, or was?
Scribe and I were part owners in that.
Oh, first.
So yeah, we had to. No, it was thick. I don't know what they made the walls out of, but we were sledgehammering for about 3 weeks.
Crazy.
And there was probably like 9 or 10 booths, is what they called it. But yeah, we were in there. We were in hazmat suits basically, tearing that whole thing out.
The
I
Graffiti
love that place.
Cafe.
I love
Rest
that
in
place,
peace,
though.
Graffiti Cafe.
Yeah, that place was.
Short-lived.
Yeah.
I think we did one show there, right? And then it got shut down. and
Yeah.
Was that where the
we got
police
legal
raided?
issues.
Oh, name one place that did.
I guess that is
nowadays,
true.
man.
Right.
Yeah, raided all the time.
Everybody-
We were talking about like that first issue we did. It was like so much. We were so adversarial to the police
Yeah.
with all our comics between me, Ran, Gear.
Yeah, we didn't take
Scribe.
time with the police. And
Yeah,
we
it was
showed
basically
in a
like
magazine.
F the police, and so it was like, and then it's like you look back on it like, yeah, that's probably
That's why
one
they
big
busted
reason we
us.
got every time. They're like, yeah, we read your comics.
Yeah.
What's up?
Fuck
What's up
us.
now?
Yeah, we gonna fuck
Yeah.
y'all.
We're gonna make it a reality.
But yeah, it was funny. Like when we skipped to like I don't even know what year, but down in the West Bottoms at the Dirt Gallery.
Oh, yeah.
I had a old roommate of mine moved away after we got out of school, moved back, and we were basically putting together this big warehouse space. So we had our own building, and then he was going to do an art gallery on the first floor, and then we would throw parties to raise money and pay rent too, you know. But every time we did, if it wasn't an art show, like you could have boxed wine and food and you know all that. When it's a art scene, it's no problem. Anybody could be there. As soon as we did a flavor pack party, it was like I think we only did 2 of them down there, and both of them I think got busted.
Pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
They like maybe 20 minutes into it.
Yeah,
Oh damn.
They were like
that's
raided.
what I remember.
And it was raided. There was cops surrounding the building. They
Yeah, I
were
remember
back.
being.
Did
It
you
may
go
have
to
been
either
like
of those?
I was at one of them, and I feel like we had just literally pulled up
Yeah.
and started walking up, and then all of a sudden like cops just came up out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and me and Smooth were kind of just because we were like a half block down, and we were like,
No.
uh,
Yeah, they treated it like a straight drug raid, man.
Yeah.
Like we had a friend that was playing upright bass, and he was practicing, and I think he had headphones on or something, and they came in like
Yeah.
the roll up
Behind
garage door, and like some like female cop had like a shotgun pointed at him, and it was like.
And he didn't even know he had his headphones on. He was playing.
He's like, I still have PTSD from that.
Yeah.
That was like 20-something years ago. I was like,
yeah,
damn,
they had
dude.
shotguns drawn. It was nuts.
Yeah,
man,
yeah. Threw a bunch of people up against the wall. Surprisingly, just arrested 2 of our black friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the?
Mike Bell.
So yeah, Randall and Mike Bell.
Yeah.
And then we had to like go to court, try to get him out of that situation. It was just
Because somehow my parents heard about like the Flavor Pack parties getting broken up or whatever, and they were like, they called me one day. They're like, "Hey, are you going to these Flavor Pack parties?"
oh really?
And I was like, "I've been to a couple of them. Why? What's up?"
Yeah.
You need to be careful. They're doing drugs.
Not the drugs.
I was like,
They're doing the drugs.
I was like, word.
What do they got?
What they doing?
Yeah. Are they smoking trees down there?
But she was like, yeah, I just read an article in the paper about how they're taking buildings that they don't own and stealing power, and I was just like,
That's
What,
that was the Vibe Tribe.
Yeah, that was.
I was like,
Vibe Tribe was doing that. They
that
were
was
going
a
into
wild
abandoned
one.
buildings and taking electricity from the
Yeah.
light
Yeah.
pole
Yeah.
straight out of Beach Street,
I was
man.
gonna say,
yeah,
straight
bro.
out of
Like,
Beach Street.
and that was
Beach
one that
Street
only
was the
lasted like
blueprint.
20
It's
minutes.
working. Party people in the house.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, they got raided on one of their illegal parties like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they just had I don't even know if they had a generator. I don't know where they got electric. I guess generator or something, but
I don't know what.
light-
Oh, they stole
light
it.
pole or
They
something
got
crazy.
it from the
they
light
did
pole,
something to
probably.
get electricity there,
Yeah,
but
that
they
was a
just broke
bombed out-
into a place.
That was a bombed out
Straight
building.
up broke into a place.
Yeah, they're just like, we're just gonna throw a rave here.
Yeah, this
Vibe
looks
Tribe
good.
and whoever.
This looks good. It's abandoned. Nobody'll know.
No one will know a couple hundred people.
Yeah,
just,
there's
like,
cars
partying,
parked
like,
everywhere where
playing
there's
loud
never
ass
been a
music.
car ever.
Oh, but you know, straight up now that I think about it, Graffiti Cafe was the. I went there for either my 17th or 18th birthday. I can't remember which one, but that was the first time I saw Jock.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, fuck this, yeah, this shit right here,
Nice.
right here.
Yeah,
Jock is the most inspiring DJ
Oh my God,
to any
I'm like,
DJ.
yes!
Even those that aren't DJs, Jock is the most inspiring DJ
Yeah.
that you ever see on two turntables.
I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Love Jack Max.
Yeah. Jock's-
Cause I went to out here to Ruskin, and we was part. I was part of the East Coast.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
East Coast
Y'all
committee.
like-
yeah,
y'all like
yeah,
that.
there was.
Y'all like that Nas and that Wu-Tang. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
with
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We're listening to NWA and Snoop.
We just fuck with Pac. That's it.
Yeah,
We only
yeah,
listen to
that's
Pac.
it.
If Pac ain't in it,
Pocket 40, cuz.
ain't no Pac, we don't
Pocket
rock.
40.
Little C-Bo.
Try to get a meal ticket, cuz.
Little C-Bo.
Little
Try to get a
Shebo,
meal ticket.
Yeah.
some Brother Lynch.
Yep.
Yeah, you can get away with some DJ Quick.
Some Booyah Tribe.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
They used to run security for who was it?
Yeah.
Was it Pac? No.
Oh, Booyah Tribe?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
They used to
they
run
were-
security
yeah.
for somebody. I can't remember who it was.
Oh shit, they used to run security for celebrities. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big old dudes, man. I remember those.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with those dudes.
Oh no, Booyah Tribe was real.
That's
Yeah.
like when we
Yeah.
were at Paint Lewis, some of the CBS guys came down from California, and they were like, basically all of them looked like they just got out of prison. They were just tatted up, full, like, and they would drive past everybody and just name call them, and then they could get to us and just be like, and just roll past. I was like, oh, thank God they like us.
Straight up.
But yeah, they had a mob of dudes, man. They were all packed in this van, so they were just angry and hot.
Oh shit.
Too humid in Missouri. Literally right next to the river for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Where all the mosquitoes are.
Oh, man.
It's a lovely time.
It is, and it's like extra 12 degrees,
Yeah.
and you can't shake it even when you go inside. People, even when you go inside, you better have the best air conditioning on the planet. Otherwise, you're just gonna still be sticky and hot. Welcome to Missouri. Now you all went until what, like 99?
Yeah. Well, so I moved in '98, I think.
Yeah, that's Probably.
Because when did I live? I lived at Gear and Scribe had a house over on Walnut that a lot of different people lived in.
Yeah, that was like.
The hip hop crash house, basically.
Yeah, we had Atmosphere stay there.
Oh,
wow.
They like that song. There's a double album. They wrote a song about crashing at our house there.
No
Oh
shit.
wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Fresh.
Yeah, it's
They
on-
shout
it's
out
on-
Danny Girl.
Yeah, they shout
and-
out, and they call her Danny Boy on the shout outs, but it's Danny Girl who they're talking about. But yeah, they all slept on the couches, on the floor, and everything. Because we were down in Oklahoma, Texas. We were down there painting, and we just happened to bump into them at a show. No, it was Oklahoma.
Was it a UAT thing?
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
a UAT
Yeah.
show, and then.
Big up
We
skirt.
bumped into them there, and I was like, well, we're on the radio. If you want to come through Kansas City, we'll put you on the radio live. And so Abilities and Slug and all those dudes beyond was there. And they all got on the radio and did like freestyle, and Abilities played. So,
Be nice to hear that tape, man.
Fresh.
yeah, I gotta give it Danny. Danny's got all
I was
those
gonna say, does
tapes,
she still
dude.
have them? She still has
She's
everything?
hoarding them. She's like,
She needs to post them.
well, they're all
You gotta
kind
make
of
the
warped
books
out
fly.
now. I don't think we could do anything. Come on, Danny. You just don't want to dig them out.
Yeah,
Surgery will be performed.
Yeah.
What year?
Yeah,
what,
old school, like, give me a ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
Some
Winding them tapes
Scotch
up.
tape and a ballpoint pen.
Yeah, what year were you guys? So like, because I'm trying to think of all the different
It was
people that,
probably like
that had
9.
Massive Mondays.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it was like you, Scribe, Jock, and Danny, kind of
Yeah.
back and forth, and then
oh, and that was
and Marcus, and then
yeah,
Marcus Brown.
So Marcus
Yeah.
Brown, the first night we get there, he like shows us the boards and everything.
Mhm.
So we show up the next week to do the next one, and he just was like, "Peace out. Hope you make it." And we were sitting at the boards, and I'm like trying to figure out like what he pushed the like last week. So I was like, so those first shows, you could just hear it like just raw. It's just ragged. But
Wasn't dialed in.
Levels crazy.
we ended up.
Man, that's messed up. Cause I was actually doing shows for Genesis School at the time there, and didn't know that y'all didn't need. I thought y'all had everything together. I would have came through in a heartbeat.
It was a nightmare. I wish you would have helped us actually.
Sitting at the house playing PlayStation, banging that out in the loft.
Yeah, it
before
was
my wife
it was a mess. Those first like probably 3 or 4 shows were just.
recording half of them. I ain't got them tapes. Don't
Yeah.
even that.
I
Don't
don't
even
think
know.
Danny's got those. She won't.
They weren't
She won't
recordable.
give those up. Yeah.
All right,
You
so
won't even acknowledge them.
I'm saying this now. We are starting a campaign. Free the tapes, Danny.
Yeah.
Free the
tapes.
tapes.
Come on, Danny.
Hashtag
Free the tapes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My old roommate Matt, he went to Missouri State. Well, it was
Southwest.
Missouri. Down in Springfield.
thing.
One of them.
UMC.
Oh, CMSU.
Well, it used to be CMSU.
It used to be CMSU. Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
UCM.
Now it's UCM. Yeah,
Yeah, down in
Warrensburg.
Go
Yeah,
on.
Warrensburg. Yeah.
High
Sorry, I was a little Friday brain.
Oh no, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, buddy.
But
I
yeah,
keep
he's
some
got a
Friday
bunch of
brain.
I
tapes
was about
too.
to say, is that
So
Snoop-
between
is that
Matt
Ice
and
Cube
Danny
Friday
and
brain,
whoever else, we
or
should get those
work the whole
KKFI tapes.
It'd be
that
dope
would
to
be
like.
dope.
People
have-
love
yeah.
to hear them, man.
Yeah.
Man, big ups KKFI for real, because
Yeah.
KKFI has had a hand in Kansas City's hip hop scene for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, the person that had that show on before was Whip, but what did he go by? He was
Oh,
real
Joe
like,
Neckbone.
Yeah, Joe Neckbone.
Joe Neckbone.
And he was
Yeah, and
like
DJ Ice.
midnight to like
Man.
5 in the morning or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would just have the 40. We
Yeah,
went up there a
we'd
couple
go up
times,
there
it
and
was
he
like
would just be
multiple 40s up there, and he'd just be like,
Yeah, they were like, you can't have any of that in it. I think that he set a lot of rules for KKFI. yeah, you can't do that.
from henceforth,
Yeah.
there's no more 40 dogs.
Yeah, because that show was from like 1 in the morning to 5 or something. Yeah.
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 That was and I would just be up some nights and I'd be like,
Wow.
Oh, shit, this is-
wow.
I mean, and he's not, and it's not censored versions of stuff. It's like
No.
just
No.
Yeah, because
I'm-
after midnight,
Yeah.
right? You could play. Is that what the FCC
Well-
at the time was like?
at the time, I think so.
They
Yeah.
wasn't watching
It wasn't as big a deal, but yeah, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is wild.
Yeah.
This what station is this?
Yeah. It
I
was
didn't
almost
even know
like.
this station existed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man. KKFI has
Big up to
Recorded in
Whip.
the daytime,
Big
be
up
some
to
class
Joe
going,
Neckbone.
man.
Joe Neckbone.
from there.
Ice.
Then
All
the
that.
Show Me Mix show.
Show me the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, that lasted for between maybe 4 or 5 different hosts for about show me
7-8 years.
Show Me Mix show. No, Show Me Mix show lasted like 15 years.
It just went off
Really?
the years,
It
but
just went off the air
Not too long.
like 3 or 4, like a year or two before pandemic.
Dang.
I was actually going through some
Yeah, you're right. That's
some music
it.
the other day, and I found like 5 or 6 mixes that I did for the Show Me Mix show.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, I don't remember doing any of these.
So Bernard was on that.
Free to
Who
take.
all was?
Free the tapes.
Yeah, free the tapes.
Yeah.
Free
Yeah,
the
we got
tapes.
to holler and say about that because she got a bunch of them joints.
Oh, Shay probably doesn't have any of that stuff.
No, I think she does.
I don't know. Lonnie doesn't. That's for sure.
Lonnie should
No,
have.
Lonnie ain't got that shit.
Lonnie just-
But Shay had a whole book of that shit. A big CD book of that shit.
She might still have it. I've hit her up a few times about coming on. She don't respond to my messages.
Free the tapes.
Yeah, free the tapes.
Free the tapes. Like it. We're gonna
And I'm not even mad at her for not responding
wear a
because
bandana.
Yeah, every time you talk to Danny, just I don't want to hear it.
I got the
Free
logo.
tapes, free
I
I
tapes.
got the logo in my brain.
free the tapes, man.
Yeah.
Instead of handcuffs, your
fuck this, I
hands
got
are
this
in the
shit
tapes
fucking
like
fans
that.
fall
Free
for
the
no
tapes.
reason.
There you
Breaking
go.
the tapes up.
Oh,
Cracking
yeah.
the tapes up.
With like, yeah, with the tape breaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Free
man.
tapes.
Free the
Oh,
tapes.
man. There you go.
I like talking shit around artists.
So, but
Shit
yeah,
turns
so
into merch.
I think it was after getting busted by the police at the two shows we had at the Dirt Gallery, and then I was pretty much like, I'm out on the Dirt Gallery. You know, I was like this, and moved up to. I think I moved in with you guys, either then or then. Then I lived with,
I
yeah,
had
for
no
a few
idea.
months.
We had Dirty Dave with us.
Yeah.
I mean, there was. It was It was an in and out.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
There you go.
Yeah.
Free the tapes.
Free the tape.
Yeah, our house was like a hip hop halfway house.
Yeah. Definitely.
It had a lot of people. Danny lived with us. Danny Girl lived with us for a while.
Yeah.
And we used to fuck with Dirty Dave though. We used to pull pranks on him all the time. We had a bucket of water over the door, like when you open the door. And
Oh,
dump
you did
the
that
bucket.
shit to him?
Oh, he got mad because his girl came in first and she had a Angora sweater on,
Nice.
and it just dumped water all over her. Yeah.
It's over.
If you out there, if Gear offers you a place to stay, say no.
I'll stay at my crib.
Nope.
Nope.
Nah,
I'm good.
I like being dry.
Or just be ready for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Definitely.
rent is high.
Yeah.
Rent is real high.
But yeah, I think after the Dirt Gallery kind of wasn't a place we could do shows anymore. I think we started doing stuff in Lawrence because it was easier, and basically we could.
That's when the bigger shows.
Yeah, the bigger shows were happening, and like the Ready or Not tour was probably the biggest one we ever did, and that was like we didn't put the money up for that. That was like the Lawrence promoters, like Jeff Fortier and who Bill Pyle worked for at the time, and so they brought it. Avalanche Productions, whatever they were called at that time. So they brought the big, and then we would have like the opening acts. So it would be like, okay, we can get, we can get Basement Chemists, or we can get
Nut House.
Nut House did a show out there. That was
I remember
awesome.
painting Tech's face for one of those shows.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was
remember
fresh.
I went to, I think it was the Nut House show.
Yeah.
When they opened for the Fugees.
Yeah. That's where I need the flyers. Yeah, it's all mixed up in my head.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did a show where I think they were the headliners. At least
Yeah,
one of
there
them.
was one show they were headliners.
Yeah.
I think that's when I did his face. Painted his face.
I don't know. There was when I was living in Lawrence in '95.
Yeah, 95, 96 was a lot of shows, right?
Yeah.
De La and Group Home with,
Yep.
dang,
Onyx.
was it Group Home?
Onyx,
And,
God's Effects. Group Home, Onyx, God's
yeah, maybe
Effects.
DOS Effects and Group Home, maybe.
I saw Black Sheep with Dawson.
No, yeah, you're right.
I saw Black Sheep. Yeah. Remember that one.
Pull a couple of these up and give corrections.
Bring out the
Old man
glasses.
glasses
Hey,
on.
Bring out the
old
glasses.
man moments
I
out
need
here.
my
Hey,
readers up, baby.
I need my readers.
Readers up. Shit. About that time. You will not walk alone, my friend.
You can deal with
Yeah.
your readers.
There you go.
I have blindless bifocals.
I want just a monocle. I want to be a real
Yeah,
eccentric,
hell
real
yeah.
eccentric
That's gangster.
asshole.
That is gangster.
You're like, here comes this asshole
Rocking
again
that
with the
monocle.
fucking monocle, right?
Oh, who's this dude?
Rocking the monocle.
Pip, old chaps.
As it were. Excuse me.
Or you're just an asshole. You got two of them. Like one in one
You
pocket,
may call
one
me
in the other.
Mr. Monopoly. Yes.
You gotta have that mustache that
Yeah.
comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're blinded by my curly cute mustache.
It's gotta look like two hairs growing out of your damn face, too. Just,
Alright, here we go. Some flyers. So, alright, so Tech 9 with, it was Tech 9 featuring Nut House with Coterie, MFP, and Big Ton the General, and DJ Highlander.
ton.
DJ Highlander.
Big ton.
Big Ton.
Yeah.
Boy.
He was in our break.
And,
Was he?
oh yeah,
What's up?
He was in Feet Feet.
Highlander was.
Highlander. He was in our breaking crew.
Really?
Me, East, him, DJP was in it.
I know shit about
Some
this. Damn.
twins
Yeah.
that were from Oklahoma, and I can't think of the name.
Oh yeah.
Don't get Highlander talking about breaking.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, he called me. I was like, hey, man, people just couldn't get a hold of you, man. That's all it was.
yeah.
Come on, there'll be plenty of other
Oh,
opportunities.
y'all don't fuck
We
with
got you.
Jimmy. Y'all don't fuck with Jimmy. Y'all don't
Dude,
fuck
you
with
don't
Jimmy.
fuck with me.
You don't fuck with
Shut up. Man. What you doing?
It's cool.
Oh shit!
Stop. He is over here killing me.
Nah. It's cool.
Alright, here's the other Nut House one. It was Nut House with 5th District and Dreads, Sage Groove, SG, DJ Rand, and DJ Dam.
Where was that one?
That was at the Granada.
Granada.
And then another one, Devious Minds with Ill Concepts. Skins from Orphanage Foundation out of Omaha, which was basically DJ Hike and man, brains
What year you
like 96, yeah, 95, 96 or 97.
Yeah.
So DJ Dam and B Dub. Crazy. So yeah, we'd have to import Kansas City and Kansas hip hop to Lawrence to do shows. But that was a great venue. I mean, it was a really cool venue.
But it also worked out though, because that planted the seed really for Lawrence hip hop
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
really start
Yeah.
kind of blossoming and doing its own thing.
For sure.
And becoming its own situation to where it was it was almost even exchange when someone from Lawrence would come to do a show down here, or someone from here would go over there to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a beautiful thing, man.
And you had LawrenceHipHop.com.
Yep.
Yep.
And then KCHipHop.com.
Miles Bonney was at KJHK, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he and Jamal were working together. You had a Young Approach. You had, man, I don't know some of the Lawrence cats, but
Johnny
Johnny
Quest.
Quest,
Johnny
yeah.
Quest.
Oh
Proof.
yeah. Oh wow. Oh,
Um,
man, I haven't heard those names in forever.
Yeah, man.
yeah, it was shout out KJHK because
Yeah.
KJHK's been had a hand in KC hip hop almost as long as KKFI.
For sure, yeah.
Shout out KOMU down at Columbia also, because the guy that was DJing the show at one of the shows at KOMU down in Columbia was the guy who was telling me about the stuff that was happening up here with FLAVORPAK.
Oh, nice. What was his name?
Ah man,
Or DJ name?
I can't remember what his DJ name was, but
Yeah.
his real name was like Tim.
Yeah.
DJ
Tim. Yo, on the ones and twos, DJ Tim.
But he was from St. Louis. He went to he actually went to one of the Hazelwoods.
Oh yeah, probably Hazelwood East or.
No, he went to the one that you wouldn't think. Hazelwood
dang.
Central, I think, because he was like, yeah, I was a little white boy at the, the only white boy out there. He used to pick on me a little bit. But he's like, he cool, man. He was a little short cat.
Yeah.
Always had a backpack on.
Yeah.
And he knew his shit.
Nice.
And
Damn.
yeah, because he was like, you don't know about this FLAVORPAK stuff? You from Kansas City?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I've been down here pretty much for the past 2 years, bro. I don't know enough. We don't have any internet.
Pre-internet, yeah. I was gonna say, it's pre-internet.
Yeah. Let me check that pager real quick.
'Cause, I mean, I was down in Springfield.
Yeah.
and
How'd you get into it?
So, I was down in Springfield, and really just being a loner, trying to figure stuff out, and then I met this dude named Knapsack the Nubian. Knapsack met me at work one night and was like, my sister introduced me to him. He was like, he saw my tapes because I used to work at Walmart pushing carts, and he saw my stack of tapes. I just throw on my headphones and start working. And I remember I know I was listening to Channel Live at the time, but I think I probably had like some KRS and Common and stuff like that. And he looked at me kind of funny, and he was like, "What are you doing tonight?" He's like, I'm gonna pick you up and take you to this party, and that's where he took me to a party that night, and that's where I met Imperial, DJ Imperial, and then Imperial and I got close, hanging out with him and Knapsack, and then they introduced me to Platinum, and they introduced me to Pete, and introduced me to Mr. Peckerwood. For those, I don't know if you guys remember. Okay, Mr. Peckerwood. Yeah, that whole Springfield hip hop crew, and man, I mean, this was 96, 97, and all I kept hearing about was, oh man, well, FLAVORPAK up in Kansas City, FLAVORPAK this and that, like Jock Max and Danny Girl and Gear and Scribe. Yeah, Jeremy's throwing another party. I was like, dude, who are these people, man? Like, I never got to go to any of the parties like in the '90s, man. I just heard about them all the way in Springfield.
And then what happened when you came?
So for those that don't know, the running joke, I don't know what it is about me, man. I'm like the Yoko Ono of crews. But it seems like every time like I put in time and like work with a group and join. Yeah, you don't want me to say it again, Siri. Now every time I've joined a crew, like literally within like days, the crew's like big fight, everybody break up. I'm like, damn. Gotta put in all kinds of time trying to be down with this crew, and then yeah, man. So I don't get no shirt at the gig. Never get, I gotta wear my FLAVORPAK shirt from what was it, the 25th anniversary.
We're not taking any chances this time.
Yeah, he's got to wear his 2015 shirt.
Yeah, I got it.
No, tomorrow if you meet up at 2, then you get your shirt.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah. I was just bringing. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So those guys down in Springfield. I mean, I heard the name Danny Girl. Probably, I think Danny Girl and Jock first.
Yeah.
Again, because I'm surrounded by DJs down there, and I was like, man, these guys sound like. I mean, they made them sound like gods.
Yeah.
And everybody in Springfield, as far as like on the hip hop scene, like would just tell me stories about these parties, man. I was just like, man, where the hell was I?
Yeah. Well, like Danny, that's the other thing when we were talking about like how FLAVORPAK pretty much went from really just like an artist and music collective to like really getting well, the magazine was always diverse, but the shows became just pretty much hip hop, But Danny was really instrumental being with the Vibe Tribe and knowing Jock, knowing people that were in some of the earlier hip hop groups, and then like the early 90s hip hop groups, and like they were always coming into Seventh Heaven where she worked. So that was like that was like ground zero for a lot of people, especially on the east side.
Yep.
And then so you're going in there, getting records, checking out the new CDs, whatever. And then Danny's like, oh yeah, so and so's in this group, and you should talk to them, or maybe you can get an interview with them, or go see this show they're doing at this house party or whatever. So she was like, she introduced us to so many people.
And you know, I miss going to house parties and having having shows.
Yeah.
While people, at the man, I miss going to house parties. Period. But I miss going to house parties and having shows at house. Oh man, y'all don't understand if you haven't, you know what I'm saying, done a house party show.
Right.
Well, that's kind of like for this 30th. That's the warehouse space we're putting in. It's kind of that reason to bring it back to that like warehouse feel.
Yeah,
that
it's the
old
raw
school.
warehouse.
Oh yeah, the first time I saw the spot, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is FLAVORPAK. This is it. Oh yeah, this. How have you all not thrown a party here before
I mean, it could
already?"
be 93, right?
Yeah,
when
I
you
was
go
like-
in there. But yeah.
And then I was really like, damn, I grew up right around the corner from here. Really, how have I never been in here before?
Right. Well, and it's funny because it used to be like when we did the
ice
first
cream
walkthrough.
spot.
He's like, oh yeah, this was like a sketchy ice cream stuff. He's like, we found all kinds of weird leftover stuff, and just when they cleaned that place out.
I can imagine.
This
Yeah,
is the old ice cream place?
that's
Yeah.
where the ice cream trucks.
Yeah, they had the delivery vehicles would pull in there. That
Yeah,
was
the
like,
ice cream trucks.
Yeah.
That's where they would.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I'm
was
so glad, because fuck that place when it was ice cream. I was an ice cream man for one summer, and my summer
Yeah,
between
when
my
was it?
between my freshman and sophomore year
Oh dang.
at Central.
Mm.
And them motherfuckers fucking jerked me out of some ice cream and shit. Like it was a whole fucking skim going on.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, you didn't get the money they tell you you're gonna get.
yeah, and they be like, well, your count's wrong, and this, that, and the third.
Right.
It's like the big
Okay,
worm
but
of
y'all,
ice cream.
Yeah.
but y'all
I
got
was
my
about to say,
keys
it was
at
straight
night.
out of Friday.
It was like
Some
the
of
big
those
worm
trucks
of
were
ice cream.
straight out of Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that motherfucker closed down.
Or Ghost Dog. That's another good ice cream movie with
Oh
a
yeah,
little vignette.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had some pretty fire ice cream actually. It looked pretty fire.
Yeah.
It looked like I can fuck with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's wild. But yeah, I think when we were talking about doing this party, like thinking back to like the first park jams, and then for us, like it wasn't a park jam really. It was weird warehouse spaces that we could get, that were big enough for a couple hundred people to show up. So
And kind of hidden.
yeah,
So
a little bit off the beaten path.
yeah.
I was wondering, what was the on KKFI? What was Point Blank? Wasn't it Point Blank Radio or something? It was brother. I want to say brother Kip, but I think he was one of the reggae DJs. But there was when I first moved here from St. Louis, it was like probably '89. Yeah, it was a hip hop show, and he played a lot of Public Enemy.
What time did it come on?
X Clan. I mean, I think it was like 10 at night or something, like 10 to midnight or something.
I have to ask my aunt. She was on at that time.
Oh, okay.
NWA for KK.
Yeah.
I would have to. I'd have to
We
think
have
about
free
it.
tape.
Free tape.
Yeah.
We're starting with you,
But it was
Dan.
I think it was Point Blank Radio. I gotta look that one up.
That sounds familiar.
It's. I would say it sounds right, but I couldn't tell you what time it.
Yeah, I can't think of the time. I know I would
I
just.
feel like
tune
it was
in.
a time that I was, because I was like 15 at the time, and I feel like it was a time where, more or not, I was gonna be asleep when it came on, and,
Right.
and when I caught it, it would just be like during the summer,
Right.
because I didn't have, I wasn't like beholden to a bedtime.
It's like I'll age myself right now, but Dr. Demento.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that you'd have to wait till like midnight or 1 for that to come on.
Yeah.
I used to sneak and listen to it in headphones.
Man.
The radio. You
Memory
wake up early for
lane.
that 20-minute workout, baby.
Well, I would just be up, because sometimes I wake up and I had to go pee, and I just couldn't go back to sleep, so I just go turn the TV on.
Man, workout about to come on.
Well, because you know, now also mind you, for those that are young that may be watching, we're talking about a time before 24-hour television.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Porn on
Yep.
the website.
You just have the weird signal at the end where you knew that it was
TV,
done.
Yep.
For the most
heard
part,
the
would
national
shut
anthem
down.
just
Yeah,
like
the
you
national
did in
anthem.
morning or
Yeah.
something.
Fucking
At
hated the
midnight.
national anthem.
To add to that,
Yeah.
doing the original flavor
Have to
pack.
match.
Sorry,
Why
time
do it?
after that.
Yeah.
We were doing it on the original. It was before Macs. It was the Apple II computer. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Apple
Yeah.
IIc. Yeah.
So to change just so say I wanted to like take and warp an eyeball out on a thing.
On like
We-
Photoshop or something.
We'd press it and then go, let's go get lunch. It'd take a half hour for it
To
just
like
to
render.
render just one little thing. So we did that whole magazine that way. Like all the
Take you
layout.
12 months to knock out 3 pages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, so we would sit there for hours and we'd be like, let's go get coffee.
Yeah.
We gotta wait for this crap. And then you get back and be like, nah, that's not what I want.
Right.
And like now
There's
it's
no
so
undo.
instantaneous, and I see people
Yeah.
getting freaked out. I'm like, oh, dude, you have no idea.
You can't wait 2 minutes. It's like, no. It's like,
Oh, that's real. Because I've had studio sessions with younger cats, and like the computer froze up, and they're all like, "Oh my god, the computer!" I'm like, dude, you ever ran out of reel-to-reel tape?
Yeah, buddy.
yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
You ever paid for an ADAT?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you run out of reel-to-reel tape in the middle of a session. Yeah, then you got some, because you know,
Dude, you were the shit when you got a zip drive finally. You had like some
SideQuest.
megabytes.
SideQuest.
Fuzzy drive.
Yeah. Yeah. The
You
what?
had like
Scuzzy
300,
drive.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Scuzzy drive.
There was a
Yeah,
little cocaine
yeah.
involved in the computer.
SCSI, baby.
Little zip drive.
40.
Yeah.
Zip.
This is a 12 meg
Exactly.
disc.
Yeah.
Damn. I got 2 pages on this bitch.
man, the days of high tech that was actually low tech.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, when did like when you were doing shows early 2000s, when was Westport? I mean, I know it's always been major drama in Westport with the bar owners and people that rent to everybody and stuff. But like when you started doing regular hip hop shows there, like Riot Room and stuff, was that the first spot really,
Was it the hurricane?
Well,
or the Hurricane before that? Yeah.
the is Quarter there still? Okay. Quarter and his crew of people, the SPGs, actually were some of the people that got like Tuesdays and Thursdays at a Hurricane
Yeah, when it was the Hurricane. That's right.
implemented for performances.
Gotcha.
Because they were already doing like somebody was already doing like DJ stuff out back on the patio that was
right,
fairly
right.
successful,
Yeah.
and so we started doing shows inside.
Mike and Just.
Huh?
Mike
Mike
and Just.
Yeah.
What was it, Mike and
Yeah,
Just?
yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember because we were inside, but I
Right.
remember it was just everything just melded together
Right.
really well.
Mhm.
I was part of it was me and Smooth. We were part of we were doing Rough Draft at the time. It was Rough Draft, SPGs, James Christos. I think he was still doing Taydon the Bomb
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Human Crop Circles did some stuff there. South 71.
I know Tommy Left dropped that
CST,
CD.
Tommy Lit. Yeah, so there
with
were
Shadow and everybody. And,
so and there were a few of us that kind of rotated through the Tuesdays and Thursday performances.
yeah, that's right.
For about 3 years at Hurricane, and then
I just remember that was like the first time we kind of realized like, oh shit, you can see like a dope hip hop show every weekend.
Yeah.
That
It
was
worked.
That was a
dope.
game
Like,
changer.
Yeah,
Well,
that
that,
was
uh,
like, oh
us,
shit, I didn't think that would ever happen.
for me and Smooth, it took us to where we started like becoming quote unquote first hip hop group to perform at a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the Brooksider, somebody came from the Brooksider was at one of the shows at the Hurricane. It was like, hey man, I want y'all to perform down here next weekend, blah blah blah.
Nice.
And we were like, the Brooksider?
Right.
Yeah, when they told us, I was like, the Brooksider?
Yeah.
He was like, nah man, it's cool, trust me, I was like,
Okay.
All right, I mean, you talking about giving us $300, so hell yeah, we about to
we're there.
Shit, whether it's cool or not.
Yeah.
I know how to fight.
Right.
It ain't that
I'm
far
not
down
trying to
Fifth
fight
you, know what I'm
Sixty-third.
saying?
through a crowd of frat boys. I'm not trying to do that.
Right.
Oh man,
Get up out of here.
but we
And
showed up.
maintain my freedom at the same time as Brookside.
But we showed up, and it was in the basement of the Brooksider,
Oh, dang.
and everybody got there right on time. We all got set up, did a little quick mic checks and shit. DJ started DJing. Did you DJ that night?
Did I DJ the whole thing?
Yeah.
I guess I did.
Oh.
I know I DJ part of it. I know I did. Me and Son's project was.
But yeah, it was about 5 of us performing.
Yeah.
We all got like $300 each.
Dang.
Oh, no, it was a packed.
For them.
When we went on, when
They
me
were
and Steve
selling
went
some
on,
alcohol.
It was,
Oh, yeah.
it was
Flowing.
Yeah.
downstairs. Probably held like
Low.
150 people.
Something like that, yeah.
It was definitely like 200
Yeah.
people. Down.
That's a good paying gig, man.
Because when we were performing, I was like this, like
Crowded.
all right,
You can't put your arm down.
everybody breathe so I can.
Oh, dang.
But yeah. So, and honestly, that shit came from FLAVORPAK because I would see like I'd see like Tech
Yeah.
work the crowd when he would, do his stuff with y'all. And I'd be like, damn, man, that's
What you supposed to do?
how you gotta do. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because it was
Stage presence.
because he would do a traditional hip hop type deal, but he did it in a Kansas City manner
Yeah.
that just made it was just like,
I wish
Yeah.
people would bob their heads again. Like I've been to a couple shows.
I wish people
and
would show
everybody's
up.
just
They
standing
just
there.
staring.
You gotta
And
be
I'm
too
like,
cool these days.
Yo, man, we used to like at least move.
Enjoy the music.
Right.
Crack
You know,
your neck.
if there wasn't breakdancers in a circle, there was at least people bobbing their heads and stuff. But yeah, it was a strange.
Yeah.
I don't know,
to
man.
see
There
that.
was a time when KC hip hop kind of got too cool for itself.
Yeah, we got a little spoiled,
Um,
relatively speaking.
yeah, we took some stuff for granted.
We absolutely took some shit for granted. We just thought, hey, this y'all like this shit? You supposed to give us this shit.
kind of
Yeah.
kind of became overall cliquish to where if you didn't have such and such lineage, we didn't really fool with you. And we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. In both feet.
Diplomacy had to be established between crews.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's hungry for shows, so
Well,
if you're like the
Yo!
you're the gatekeeper, or you're the one that's
Danny fucking with us, yo.
Oh,
that's fucked up.
Oh.
Free the tapes.
Oh,
Free the
cold,
damn
man.
tapes.
That's cold.
I have nothing else to say.
That's fucked
I have
up.
nothing else to say.
Damn.
What's that?
Free to
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Free
Yeah.
tapes, Danny.
That's
Free.
nothing too. She's got
the tapes.
that's just a small little section of her
Oh my goodness.
overall.
We need to bring them 93
That's
raids
probably-
back. and
it's-
hit
I was
Danny's
one more
crib
bottle
and get
of
all
water.
this.
Straight up.
desk.
Scribe's been trying to get over there too. Like, I'll go over there. I'll come pick them up, Danny.
No,
you
these
just
are
give
it.
them to me.
Nah, she ain't
No,
gonna
that's
do
just
that.
a
the-
taste.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to bring a machine over there.
That's just a
Put 'em
taste.
there if you want to get them like that.
We still love you, Danny girl.
I got the dual cassettes.
Free the
Let me
fucking
make some
tapes.
copies, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Free
saying.
them. Shit. Damn.
Free the tape.
Wow.
Oh, she's got the collection.
So FLAVORPAK kind of laid low for like 15 years. It felt like. Then all of a sudden, you all did a reunion at
Yeah.
the record bar.
Yeah, and it was and I think they flew Ran in from Florida. 'Cause DJ Ran, aka Ran Mecca, and Ran and Heck were originals with FLAVORPAK too. Like Ran was somebody that I met that was working, like he didn't go to the Art Institute, but he worked at the Nelson at the time in the Roselle Court, and he was an artist and super into manga. He was like one of the few people I knew that liked like Japanese animation and comics.
This before, like now everybody's into it.
Yeah, it was like super rare. You'd be like, what? Like you've seen Akira or something?
Yeah.
People would flip out, but it wasn't like it is now. But yeah, he was into doing comics, and so we had like me, Gear, Ran, Scribe, came up later, but and then Heck from Oklahoma, and Heck was going to the Art Institute too, and he was just getting into doing tattoo art and stuff, but he was, man, his illustration style was just sick.
Yeah.
So it was like we had all these, everybody had their own style, and so we had the
his,
comics.
His brother too was in Oklahoma, kind of doing the same thing we were. In
Yeah,
Kansas City.
doing
So
UAT crew.
They were throwing UAT parties
Us against
down there.
them. Yeah.
And it was like he started out as probably like techno and house first,
Yeah.
and then they started doing hip hop.
They got
shows in
DJP.
Oklahoma.
DJP got
Yeah.
down with the UAT crew because
Yeah,
they
he's
started
down
throwing these
at
big
Tulsa.
old parties. But they were mixing up like, I don't know that they did live bands. They may have, but it was mostly just a mix of different style of music with the DJs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like Oklahoma was popping, you know. So the Midwest was really.
Yeah, there was yeah, we would go down there for parties, and
They would come up here,
So
Well, it was,
Oklahoma, there would be a lot of Oklahoma people.
and they'd come up here for raves. Like
Yeah.
there'd be other crews throwing raves at
Yeah, I
the
was saying
same
to
time.
a degree, you all created a somewhat of a chitlin circuit for hip hop artists.
Yeah.
For rappers, if they were smart enough to, because I'd meet people and they'd be like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, Jeremy and Danny Girl. I'd be like, yeah, I know them. I mean, I knew y'all. I don't know if y'all knew me or whatever, but I was like, yeah, I know them. Yeah.
Yeah, we see each other at
And so
parties
because
and all that.
so because of that, they be like, oh well, shit. Whenever you're in Tulsa,
Yeah.
hit up this dude.
Right.
When you're in Oklahoma City, hit up this guy.
Yeah.
If you're in Wichita, hit this dude up.
Mhm.
And I'll be like, oh sweet, we just
Yeah.
got a little tour.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just
yeah.
head out every weekend for about a month, and I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, the
And
Midwest was kind of building back then, so there was people from like Iowa that we knew, which is, I would have never expected Iowa to have like b-boys and
well, I mean,
yeah, they got some dope.
people wouldn't have expected
They
Kansas
got
City
some
to
dope
have.
graph art up
Yeah,
there.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They got some writers up in them.
Yeah, I was.
Markers.
But yeah, like back then, like we'd have people from Iowa coming down for the shows and stuff, because nothing was going on in Iowa yet, but I'm pretty sure it is now. But back then, St. Louis had stuff going on as well.
So, 30 years ago, did you guys think that this would even be something 30 years later?
There was like no concept, like
Or-
Yeah.
barely to like the next year or next month.
Or was it even what I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
I just think we can get through this thing here.
Yeah. Like, I mean, really, like when we were first getting a group of people together to do FLAVORPAK, it was honestly going to be like a one-off.
Yep.
Like I keep saying like one-shot deal or something, but it's like it was going to kind of be a one-off, and then I was like, no, man, let's do this again. We had other, maybe there was a photographer that was in the first one, and they'd be like, man, I know this person wants to do something for the next one. I was like, what next one? There's not a next one. And so
Right.
that's just kind of how it built.
No
you know?
guarantees.
Yeah,
right.
and then I was a fan, so I was like, man, I love meeting these DJs, love hearing hip hop artists from Kansas City, and
I
just
also
like,
think it was out of necessity too,
Yeah.
because there was nothing like that going
Right.
on.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, when are we gonna have a scene? And
You know what?
have people
Right
go
before
see-
that, Leo Whitebeard got killed down at Kemper Arena at what was it?
NWA show.
Yeah, NWA show.
ah,
And a whole lot of people in KC was like, nope.
Yeah.
that's
No,
right.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
forgot
I remember
about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of that, or after that, and that really sullied rap / hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were those stadium shows. Like when I was in St.
Yep.
Louis it was probably 8th grade, I went with a couple other friends and we saw like Run DMC, Houdini, was it Houdini or Kool Moe Dee?
No, it's
I'm
Houdini.
trying to
Yeah,
remember
it's
because there
probably-
was two of
it's
them. And I
probably,
always get the two Like one of them was the
It was a
Swatch.
Fresh Fest.
The Swatch.
It's probably
Yeah,
Fresh
Fresh
Fest.
Fest.
Yeah.
And they played in St. Louis, and then we saw a second one, and the second one had, oh man, come here.
That was the one that probably had Houdini and
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh and
Yeah.
Slick Rick and
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
you look at
Biz
the
Markie
poster.
was on that.
It was loaded.
It was loaded. Yeah, it was.
Loaded.
I think one of them was like, I feel like it was Run DMC and the Fat Boys
Yeah,
and somebody. Yeah.
that was the Run's House tour.
That's probably
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Beastie Boys were probably.
Beastie Boys were on that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, Run DMC, Houdini.
They were
LL
shooting it
Cool
that way,
J.
but nobody got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, man, Missouri loves their guns.
Yeah. Sad to say.
Missouri loves their guns.
Isn't it shot of stack?
Man, well, you know, we have like just about the loosest gun laws in the country. You know, just about. You 18? Nope, gotta
All
carry
you
that long
have to do is
rifle.
buy a loaf of bread and
At
you go.
18,
You
you
get a
got
gun
you
with
get a long rifle. Can't carry the pistol at 18. Remember, you're 21 for the pistol. So, but once you turn 21, I'll get out of these pistols.
All of them. Sir, is there a limit?
Well, tell me, which one is the most lethal?
When I would go to Hip Hop and Hot Wings,
Oh yeah.
and in the first 6 months of it, I would say that it was very Flavor Pack adjacent.
Oh yeah. I would agree.
It felt like, but it didn't. Well, it
was
felt like it. And the one thing I kept doing was I would sit close to the door, because you know it's just one way in, one way out. I'd sit close to the door, just in case the police was coming.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, I know the police are gonna come fuck this up. 'cause
It is too cool.
it's way
It's
too many
cool.
of us in here, and we
Yeah.
kicking it, having a good old time, and
It
it's,
came through though.
and they never came. And that's why I said 6 months.
Yeah.
And I started really getting into it. I mean, I was into it, but I was just like, they gonna bust this up.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that year, the rest of that first year, I really like fell in love with it, cause it went from being Flavor Pack adjacent to growing into its own
Oh,
thing.
it was
Definitely.
definitely its own thing. Man.
You know what I'm saying? And
And it does have that legendary status too.
Yeah.
and
'Cause so I hear so many people talk about.
well, I feel like it had the ability to, because it had a place to be able to do something consistently
Yeah.
Yeah.
without having to, like always shift
Venues.
venues and shit,
Yeah. That's right. That's true. Because we didn't have a home base. You know, we
Yeah.
could never do it. We could never do 2 shows. If we could do 2 shows at the same place, that was rare.
Yeah.
and they were getting busted.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
There definitely
Or
wasn't
at
a
least
third
one
show.
of them was.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
second one.
So it was, so they would, and it actually became like a tour stop destination
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
passing
a
through.
lot of independent hip hop artists.
Yeah.
That would, just be, because there was nothing else,
Right.
and so like Odyssey, Kev Brown,
Dude, we had a lot of cats coming.
I mean, I'm just, yeah, but it was, and so it was just,
I think it filled that gap though. There was like,
oh, definitely.
like right before then, it was.
there
there's
wasn't
not too much.
Well,
going
it
on,
was
but-
like Flavor. You guys are kind of like
Yeah.
faded out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there was,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
like,
the next generation.
Yeah.
got, you know,
Yeah, this the thing. When, like we said earlier, it was kind of one of them introductions to the whole aspect of it in the first place. It's kind of like y'all imported it into town, or not really imported it into town, but got
Yeah.
with the times of what was going on. And everything from that forward was almost a homage ode to trying to get back. We miss Flavor Pack. Even when we started doing open mic in what, 98 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was, yep. This is we wish they would have opened up the mics all the time. So this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna do
Where
all
was
the
your?
DJ parts you got, and we gonna open up the mics, but we're not just gonna open it up for rappers and all that kind of stuff. Bring everybody we can out there.
What was your first spot? Was it down at 18th and Vine area?
Yep.
Like that?
That
What was
was
that
Mardi
first
Gras.
spot? Yeah,
Mardi
Mardi
Gras.
Gras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
That was one of them that
And you did it for a couple of years, right?
did that for what, 3 years? Something like that.
Like 3 years down to Mardi Gras. I wanna
Yeah.
say.
Then
Yeah,
when
that was the
When that
spot.
buzzed out, that's when we ended up over in Westport. It was political as hell over there.
Yeah.
And
In
then
Westport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The third spot we did, so we had some tenure at the spots we did. Third spot we did was traffic.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna get into that shit.
Yeah.
And it flamed out from that. But I don't know. I miss that type of invitement or
Yeah.
inviting type of vibe that comes
Yeah.
with some
I
of
mean,
the
you have
stuff.
you didn't know which a lot of MCs would be there, but you didn't know who would come through. Like,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
meeting Grant Rice there and other artists that I hadn't known before. I'm like, oh man, this guy's just.
Oh yeah.
I remember-
There's some mic scorchers.
I remember with Hip Hop and Hot Wings, we have Binary Star came through,
Ooh.
and I remember they're afraid to get on the mic because Tom ripped it right before they got on. They were just like, "Who is this?" Like, wait, we got to get on after this guy? Yeah. Dude, that was one of the funniest nights, man. But Hip Hop and Hot Wings, I think just like FLAVORPAK, just like Hip Hop and Hot Wings, you don't realize how special it is at the time. I mean, you know it's great.
Yeah.
You know everybody's loving it.
You know,
but you don't realize 30 years later people are still gonna be
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Oh,
I would have never expected.
Nah, Hip Hop and Hot Wings.
Those
I
days like
did
this, man, it's
know.
gone.
It was the night that it was like 7 or 8 of y'all DJing at once downstairs.
Okay.
yeah.
Is that? I think we had Skew, Spin Styles, me.
It was all on that back wall.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
kinda like-
AJ
crazy.
too. Yeah, it was. It was. I mean,
yeah, it was like
Johnny
the
Cool. I
homage
mean,
to
it
the
was
DJs,
like.
yeah.
There was one upstairs too. That
Yeah,
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 and then, and
we
then,
would never
and then
fuck
like
up.
Psych and somebody else were upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was outside smoking a joint, and I said, and I looked inside, and the place was cracked. I mean, it just packed, and this was maybe like a year and a half in, and I said, oh, who was I was talking to Bear, the doorman. I said,
Bear.
I was like, hey Bear, man, remember the night, and he was like, what's up? What's going on? And I said, hey man, no, this is the night that everything changes, man. This shit is special, man. This is I said, I don't know why, but I said this shit's gonna work.
Yeah.
And Bear was just like, all right. You want some
I
wings?
credit-
Bear. Yeah.
I
forgot
credit
about-
Hip Hop and Hot Wings, and I credit AJ for,
AJ.
for me continuing to DJ. I remember I was playing at Jilly's,
Oh yeah.
and I was
Jilly's
playing
is
at Jilly's on
legendary.
Broadway.
Yeah, Jilly's is
And
legendary.
I got done. I was sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and I actually had just been offered a new job at the time. I worked in the casino business, and I'd just been offered a new job. I was gonna have to work nights. It was gonna be more money, but got a wife. I think I only had 2 kids at the time. I was like, man, I gotta take this job, man. And so I was like, he came out, and that was the first night I met him, and he was like, man, it was a great set, blah blah blah. I was like, thank you, I appreciate it. I was like, but I think you just saw my last set. I was like, I gotta go in, to my job tomorrow, and I gotta take this new job. I'm gonna have to work nights and weekends. I ain't never gonna be around. And I remember talking to him for like an hour and a half outside of Jilly's, and by the end of it, I was like, man, fuck the casino. I was like, fuck that, I'm out. And I went in the next day. I was like, they were like, you ready to take the job? I was like,
Nope.
appreciate it, but no. I was like, I got too many other personal things I need to do first.
Nice.
And and he told me, he was like, man, I got something coming up. I got something coming up. It's gonna be down the road, talking about Hip Hop and Hot Wings. He didn't give me too many details, but he was like, man, I want you on. And I was like, you know what, I'm in. I don't know who you are, but you talked me into it. I'm in. And yeah, man. And that was the start of Hip Hop and Hot Wings. Man, it was just.
I did all those original flyers too.
Did you?
Yeah. Those,
Fresh.
AJ too, my brother in CDXs.
Yes. Yeah, he rocked them CDXs. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah, them CDXs.
I still got a
man.
graveyard of them hoes back there.
Don't show tax today. That's a sad place over there, man.
He rocked them Newmark CDXs. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. But man, he was down. He was dedicated, and he I
Yeah.
feel like he did everything he could to pull everybody in.
Yeah.
From new cats, to old heads, and get them all in the same place and get everybody to, create like this
yeah.
cohesive.
He had that aura.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody
he
you just
had
wanted
that-
to work with him. He was just like
Well, Hip Hop and Hot Wings
That's
became that
like
place, like
Yeah.
Flavor
You had
Pack,
that
where
aura.
And he
Yeah.
rolled
You would catch
massive
a-
blunts. Massive
May-
K
may I-
Town blunts.
May I?
absolutely.
It was always some bad bitches in that motherfucker too. That's
Oh yes.
boy.
Oh yes.
Boy. Slid
No,
up
I
out of-
remember
I
going-
slid up out of there a few times too many with some ass. I'm so sorry.
I
Yeah, I
remember-
live downtown right around the corner. Let's go.
I remember one night,
Too
me,
many times.
Gunjack, and Jamal all went to AJ's apartment over there, right down the street.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we went in there, and we had our little backwoods and whatnot.
man,
We
who
doing-
didn't live in 910 Penn?
I didn't. I was quite jealous that I never got to live in there.
I wasn't jealous because they was getting sweated for smoking in 910 Penn.
Oh, was it?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just fair game.
Yeah,
As soon as you walk up.
I thought it was
Towers.
super fair game. Cause you went into AJ's crib and it was
Oh,
just
AJ was just like-
Woodstock in there, boy. It was-
Yeah, AJ was like, I don't care.
hey, and you looked at his ashtray and he rolled what was it? Either Philly Titans or
I was
them
about to say
or
Titans.
them Dutch Presidentes. The Dutch Master Presidentes.
Then you had the Philly Jumbos,
Yeah.
was a taper.
And I mean, his doobies was like this. Like there was just like 30 of them sitting in the motherfucking ashtray. I was like, damn. Like he could literally not have to roll any new weed for a week.
I can confirm that I smoked, and this was the last time I smoked. Was with Beat Broker and AJ too. In that apartment, I was pissed off about something. I don't remember what it was, and we had Hip Hop and Hot Wings that night, and I left early. I was like, I'm just gonna go hang out, with Beat Broker and them until we get down there. And I walk in, I'm just like, damn. And yeah, just like you said, man. I mean, just huge.
Just,
And then-
I mean, gigantic.
And they were like, yo,
the
they're-
size of joints themselves. Like,
Dude. And the cypher's going around, and he's like attacking. And I'm just like, man, fuck, give me that thing. And I hit it, man. I was messed up the whole night. And I was down there DJing, like my whole thing, man. I was just like, does he know?
Yeah.
Does he know? Does he know I'm high? Shit. What am I doing getting high? Why am I'm talking to myself, having a conversation. I was like, I'm never going to lose.
and then was the brick days. We was smoking volume.
Yeah, that's the word.
Volume.
That's word.
Let's keep that shit lit. Just keep it lit. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. You're right. Roll up.
Man. Yeah, but I feel like I try not to, but I can't help it. But whenever something new kind of comes around, I always kind of look for the flavor pack in it. And when I find
That's
that,
your baseline?
yeah, when I find that,
That's a good
then
statement.
I feel
Yeah.
comfortable coming back to the and you know what I'm saying that because I always try to make sure that in the events that we were throwing or the shows that I did when I performed, that there was that you know what I'm saying, if you paid attention, sometimes it may be the deep cut, but sometimes it may just be obvious because it may just be me wearing the shirt. But I always made sure that there was like some sort of element that everybody from back then would look at and be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can tie you back.
yeah,
I'm saying we always, everything that came out of that was a kind of missed flavor pack.
Yeah, it was anything that went
Gotta
on
have
from
that.
that.
How can I get a little bit of
felt
that
like
back?
we had the onus to service the culture in a similar fashion.
well, yeah, it was. I was just, I would just make sure we were representing, because a lot of cats were doing things that weren't necessarily quote unquote hip hop, but I would like welcome it with open arms, and people would be like, "Hey man, why you doing that?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Hey man, shit, real talk. Y'all gotta do your history, man."
Yeah, do
Flavor
your
Pack
history.
started doing like punk rock shows and art and all this other kind of stuff, man. It wasn't just
Yeah.
Coffee
yeah,
house
but they had
events.
gangsters at these punk rock shows.
Yep.
So
And it was it was the vibe.
Yeah, I was like,
I just cannot describe like the vibe back then.
I think
it was
people
just-
needed it. They just needed that community.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
like
people
people
were
were
so
starving
separated.
for it, and
Yeah.
then it would just happen. And
Another thing historically that happened right around the time that the shit kicked off was Westport started shutting down the mixed clubs.
Yeah.
A
yeah,
lot of the mixed
definitely.
clubs
I
either was
remember
getting
that.
shut down or they got so big that it just wasn't fun to go to no more.
Yeah.
You know, especially for cats that was young that hadn't been to them, they look at them like, fuck that shit. They look over here like, that looks more like, you know, that's a little bit sketchier, but yeah,
Yeah.
they had to do that.
Yeah, I was thinking. I remember seeing Ice-T with Body Count, and that was right after. Me and you want to talk about like getting the police boycotting your ass when you're on tour. But it was at, I think, was it like the Shadow? It was like a corner place in Westport. It was called, I think it was the Shadow. It was like late
it was,
80s, maybe to 90, and they had all different kind of music. But that's where Ice-T came through, and I was like, oh damn, this is
I
wild.
remember what you're talking about. I remember the name, but I can't. I can
Body Count.
place.
Yeah.
No, I can place the venue.
I remember
Yeah,
the
yeah.
show.
But
That's all I remember.
yeah, because I feel like they tore it down or something.
Yeah. Well,
And
now-
turned it into a parking lot or some shit.
No, it's still there. It's
Is
the one
it?
across from Kinko's. Like Kinko's is there, and but it's like some kind of funky little thing.
that's like seeing shows at the Outhouse.
Oh man,
Yeah, man.
I
That
saw a
place
couple
was-
shows at the outhouse.
Yeah, that was.
Out in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah, that was insane.
I'm
And
not
people,
really
like
on that.
famous people, came through there, and they were just like, "No, you don't understand. Kansas City has this place that's out in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's in a
Literally.
cornfield."
Yeah.
All these
Yeah.
good punk rock bands
Yeah,
and
it
bands
was-
came through there.
Yeah.
Bad Brains and
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. Yeah, they had some major players come through, and it was small.
Yeah, now it's a
Yeah.
strip club.
It would
You
be
said now
packed.
it's a strip club?
No, it is.
BYOB. Yeah, you hear that sometime too. Lap dance. See, I'm single. I can joke about lap dances.
so
Man.
yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see who comes out of the woodwork,
Yeah.
because I've been having a lot of people that are like, oh, I've been wanting to bring my kids to something like this and show them kind of what we did and
Right.
show them a different kind of hip hop event, you know, all that with all the elements and stuff, and people
I
coming
am,
in from Oklahoma and Texas.
I'm extremely excited.
Yeah.
We're about to wrap up in a minute, so I just want to get a couple things out real quick. I'm extremely excited about the upcoming event. It's next Sunday, April 23rd, 620 East Linwood.
No.
Noon to 5. It's free. It's part of Wanderfest, so you can hang out there with us for a while, and you can wander all around the neighborhood and see what the other businesses and graffiti murals and
Take the tour.
Yeah.
take
Food trucks.
food trucks, all that kind of good stuff. So bring your wallet, bring your Apple Pay,
Plenty of parking.
POP, plenty parking. It's going to be a nice, fun event. I am thankful. Thank you guys for starting what you did 30 years ago. I really think that, without what you guys did then, I don't know if a lot of things that have happened since would have happened. You know what I'm saying? Even on like 6 degrees of separation type stuff.
Yeah.
So it's so I appreciate you guys playing the part that the universe set out for you. Boo-doo-boo-boo.
Yeah.
Congratulations on 30 years, man. That's a fucking lifetime. We've grown up and grown old and still repping.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes. Dude, I even b-boyed at the Rock Camp
leaves.
show.
Oh, wow.
I was hurting for like 2 days.
I was about to say,
I did it.
now I'm kind of mad I didn't go. Damn, because I was thinking about you and Scribe. Because the first time I seen that motherfucker was DJing somewhere, then he got out on the floor. Wow, shit.
Man, so let's see. Next Sunday, noon to 5. Mike Brass here. Mike Brass is going to be
MC Wrangler.
hosting the MC open mic. So MCs come prepared for mic openness.
I'm prepared.
There'll be some capoeira exhibits, exhibitions. Grupo Ashe, which I found out was Ashe. I used to call it Axe. I was like,
I know that's. I always thought it was Axe.
Grupo Axe, gonna get that ass.
It's like the Axe Clan.
Like the
Axe gang.
Axe gang.
I was always, and he's like, it's Ashe. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
You ruined it for me.
Ashe.
You ruined it with your correctness.
Yeah, but now that's kind of fly too. Like, I'm gonna whoop your
Show me
Ashe.
the axe tattoos.
Man.
Supposed to be right here.
Yeah. Got some great beat makers.
Some beat makers coming. SG's coming through.
Yeah.
DeJohns is coming through.
What I love is these are all like these are
Smooth
all
C.
legends on the
Smooth
scene.
C.
Smooth
Everybody I
C.
feel like has reached
Brother
that legendary
Nevis.
status.
Brother Nevis.
Brother Nevis is in the room. He's gonna be there. Joker 70.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, damn, for real.
Look, like everybody that's on that flyer, all the names are like seriously people that I think I've worked with everyone in some capacity.
That's nice.
Joker produced like a gang of songs for me and Smooth when we first started.
I didn't know that
And,
history when you were telling me how
yeah.
you knew him from way back, and I was like,
Yeah,
That's cool.
'cause I knew him from Psych and
the
Guild
song,
and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I know.
I'll find it.
Dude, he grew up
Tonight.
in my neighborhood. I knew him before he was even any of that.
But the song Freeze Out on the Rough Draft album.
Oh yeah.
Joker 70 did. He
Okay.
produced that.
Okay.
And,
Cool.
when you hear it, when I play it for you, you hear it, you be like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
because he had just got the acid program.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, yeah man, I've been using this acid. And I'm like, oh acid? He's like, well, yeah, but
Let me show
no,
you.
no, this
It's on the
other kind of-
screen. So you got screens of acid?
Yeah, so it's been an honor, you know what I'm saying? Because this is like just cool because I know everyone's not able to get in the same place at the same time, and you know it's something special when you can get everyone to come out.
yeah, we're hoping
Yeah.
everybody comes out and we see like
You know,
a bunch of gray hair and a bunch
Yeah,
of young
man.
kids at the same time.
We want to like bridge the gap.
Yeah,
It's like
we're trying to. Yeah,
it's good to get us older folks out that were there, but it's like I want the 20s, 30s, 40s.
yeah,
And
oh
then
yeah, man.
Bring your kids, man.
yeah.
Just like
Shit.
yeah.
check it out. It'll be
Exactly.
fun.
Bring your
Share with
kids
your
to
kids,
that,
man.
but afterwards, from like 8 to 10, we're gonna have something where you ain't gotta bring your kids, please.
Yeah. The grown folks.
Right.
Grown
Yeah.
folks
This
are
ends
gonna
at
go.
5. Go catch
We're gonna
some
have
dinner.
grown-up time now.
We'll get you some dinner, drop the kids off if you can. Come on down. I'll have directions for you when you get there.
Nice. Yeah, after party.
Yeah.
Mike Brass, after party.
I already took the next day off from work.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you
Got
for
to.
reminding me about that.
Got to.
Nice.
Sunday night's the new Friday night.
stay posted to the Instagram pages of FLAVORPAK. It's FLAVORPAK _brand.
Yeah.
And it's FLAVORPAK FLAVORPAK
Thank you.
_BRAND. Make sure you give them a follow. Make sure you follow Lawnarchy on Instagram. We'll keep you posted with details for the after party for the. Now this is also just also. I don't know if we said this or not, but this upcoming Sunday is just the kickoff for the 30th anniversary celebration. This is not the only event, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not giving you
More
excuses. I'm not giving you reason to miss out on this one.
No. This is the
Because it's
big one.
free.
But I am saying that if you just do miss out on this one,
There may be something coming up in June.
there, you know what I'm saying, there will be one or possibly two other somethings in some shape, fashion, or form to be able to make it to. So
Hey, let's keep it a buck. There will be as many shows as there is demand.
There you go.
Bring it.
Keep that up.
Bring it.
Y'all get y'all old asses out here and be like, yeah, I can do this again. Goddamn, we're gonna do it again.
Bring your folks out here. So them they can do it.
But I appreciate you guys.
Got one more in me.
Appreciate you.
Thank you to
Letting
the
us come
Lawnarchy
through, yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
You coming down, hanging out on the lawn, man.
It's a collaboration, man, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys are welcome whenever. This is Gear's second time, you know what I'm saying? He's like,
No alpaca talk.
man, we did. That's cool though, because you know my heart is really broken because the
We're
alpacas
gonna
were
have
here
to
last
do an
weekend.
alpaca special now.
We're gonna have. You're gonna have to when we find out the next one. We'll all have to just go get
Yeah.
some live footage of it.
Yeah, and I'm there. I'm
Man,
buying
we're gonna hit
socks,
them up and be like, look,
all that.
it's alpaca jam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, somebody sent some cool alpaca pictures in this group chat we're in, and I stole them.
Jam.
And I got them just when I'm feeling down, I'll be scrolling through my photos like alpacas with shades on the scarves. I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Those are some cool animals. They just always look chill.
I'll just start sending you weird shit on social media.
Oh yeah, man, send it to me. I'll be depressed at work.
Hold on. Dress an alpaca up like Tupac so they can spit at the camera like
Two-packer.
Tupac.
Two packing. Oh man.
And this is also what I love about being around people that I've known, you know, over half my life, because I met y'all when I was still somewhat of a child, and when we were all together, it's still that childhood. You know what I'm saying? I still see y'all as the quote unquote younger versions of us.
Yeah.
So it's just hilarious to me. I love it. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Stay tuned. Give us a minute. We're gonna have DJ Buddha Palm setting up for the after hour.
Nice.
One day we'll have DJ Ataxic coming through for
man.
for a DJ set. We know that Friday night's not the easiest of nights or most convenient of nights.
Hey,
people
I
for a
mean,
lot of
I've
times,
hit
so.
that point in my career, man, where if I'm not playing stuff that I want to play, like I'm probably not gonna be there.
Oh.
So you know what I mean? So clubs,
Funny you said that.
bars, stuff like that. You know what I mean? If they're
exactly
booking
our
me,
fucking
they're
draw.
booking me, they're gonna get me. You know what I mean? I
This
feel like
is
I kind of hit that time in my life.
and I promise when you're playing here, I won't be behind you like, give him some left, B. Give him the left. Give him the left, B.
But no, man. I mean, there's several things, man. I'm finding more important than DJing in bars and making money. So I mean, you guys got a Friday night. If I'm not booked, I'm here.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
man,
If I'm not already booked.
yeah.
Spam the super move.
That's kind of why I stopped doing art shows, gallery shows.
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'm going back to the street, man. I like it better. It's not all this other
Small
hierarchy.
Right.
Small talk trying to sell you
Yeah,
work.
yeah. I'd rather just go paint.
Yep.
For
I want to
people
play
that
what I want to
enjoy it,
play.
yeah.
Superficial
Do what I wanna do.
socialization.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 A million micro conversations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any microaggressions.
Yes.
See,
That as
yeah.
well. Yep.
Really, what it is we old and don't give a fuck now.
Yeah.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
hit that
Yeah,
point.
life's short. Life's
We hit
short.
that
Yeah,
Have
you know what I'm
fun.
saying? It's like
What's that? I'm here for a good time.
yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Exactly.
if you're willing, you'll have a good time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're unwilling, you'll bitch and moan. I ain't playing all this old stuff. But if you could sit and listen to a set of Buddha Palms, Rockwell, and a Taxic, give me 3 hours. Give me 3 hours of your day. Give me 3 hours of your time. I guarantee you, these gentlemen would completely change how you look at music. And I'm not saying that just because they're in the room. I've said this to Ataxic for 20 years now. He is one of my favorite DJs, hands down. He is a top 2 or 3 personal favorite to always, you know what I'm saying? If I go somewhere, sometimes I've only been there simply because he is there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be like, man,
You know
fuck
the
this
vibe,
place,
right.
but I
I
know it's gonna
walked
be
into
rocking.
a place and seen him.
Oh, a
was
destination
like,
DJ.
Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
He looked
Yeah.
over like, thank fucking God.
There's been many. I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing here?
Because he had me out in a downtown Antioch at a spot. I mean, the spot was cool, but I was like, man, I ain't never even thought about coming out to down here, boy.
Yeah, I played some cool spots. I played some crazy spots. I played some spots in the hood where they literally escorted me out at the end of the night. They, no joke. Like I remember, quick story. I remember my wife was working at a hospital, and there was a girl that she worked with. Her boyfriend was turning like 25 or 30 or something like that. And Tressa was like, yeah, you know, my husband's a DJ. Will he do it? And at the time, I was like taking any gig I could. And gave me the address. And I'm not, you know, I wasn't too familiar with the city. I'm like, yeah, cool. I get there, man. I mean, it's one generator across the street. I walk up, first of all, they're rolling at like 3 in the afternoon on the front porch. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for so-and-so. And they're looking at me like, who is this dude? Yeah. And so I find them. They're like, yeah, we're going to have the party across the street, like directly across the street. Broke out the generators. I mean, man, I'd never had so much fun at a party. But then as the sun starts going down, there's like 2 four-ways. And every time somebody stops at that four-way, they're like, turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. And they're like, all right, we're cool. Turn it up, turn it up. That happened like 4 or 5 times, and then no joke, like in the middle of it all, there's like it was almost dark, and they're like, turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. And there's a car sitting in the four-way. They're like, yeah, we're done. Pack it up, pack it up. I was like, man, I said, look, I'm not gonna front. I don't know where I am. I was like, I don't know how to get out of here. Dude, no joke. He said, you see the white caddy in front of you, parked in front of you? I was like, yeah. He said, that caddy's going to stay in front of you. There's going to be a caddy behind you, and they're going to take you back to the highway. I was like, man. I called Kids and Mixoflix the next day. I was like, man, I think you at this party at this address. And Kids was like, man, what the hell are you doing down there? I was like, man, it was a gig, man.
Now I want to know where you
we
was.
were getting
Yeah,
down.
I got to know.
We were getting down. Man, if I could remember that address.
Right.
But Kids is like, man, I'm black and I don't go down there. He's like, dude, don't ever go down there. I got lectured by Kids. I was like, but man, we kicked it. I mean, this was the time when like Trillville, like all those things were, you know, were jumping. And so like I had my
They
crates.
still talking about you. They still talking about you.
Dude, somebody had like an empty beer cup in front of my turntables, and the next thing I know, man, I looked. I mean, I think I made more money in that tip jar than they were supposed to. Than they were supposed to pay me. Dude, we kicked it, and then as soon as that sun went down, they're like, "No, turn it down." It was literally like that. We're done. Pack it up.
Pack it up, B.
But yeah, man, I've
Give him the rainbow.
I've had some crazy gigs. I've had some fun gigs. I've Antioch joint. Like, I mean, we've kicked it for many years.
Many years.
You showed up in many gigs.
I'm a fan.
Appreciate you.
I've broken laws.
Hey, I can also say that a taxi was there for the beginning of my DJ career.
This dude, yeah. Yeah.
And was like one of my biggest supporters, like one of my biggest confidence boosters.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out in Warrensburg, Missouri.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to remember the name of that club the other day. What was the name of that club?
Millennium was the big.
That was the one on the corner upstairs.
Yeah.
That's the one, man.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the one.
Yeah, man. But whenever B would show up, I felt confident I could just play that shit, and I knew somebody was gonna be with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
You know
nice.
what I mean?
Always had your back on that.
Man, this is yeah, man, it's been fun, y'all. It really has. I appreciate y'all including Lawnarchy on the planning stuff, man. That's been
we appreciate
You guys made it.
Keeping it down.
Our camps working together.
Yeah.
That's been a blast, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I told when I got, you hit me up about, we'll stop by here on this Saturday morning or whatever, and I was like, all right, well. So I just went by thinking that, we're just gonna be just sitting around chatting for a minute and bullshitting and going about our business. But it was like some real like work going down. I was like, oh shit.
That was a straight planning
Didn't you have like the money counting visor that you're just like, hold on a second. Like a slight green see-through visor. Like, oh, hold on. I got it.
I need to get one.
Abacus.
The abacus.
Carry the 10 and exactly.
Man, yeah. So I was like, oh, this is the table. Yeah. So I was. It's been a blast, man. I've looked up to you guys for a while, and I appreciate, like I said, man, from the line, from Soul Servers, Rough Draft, just hip hop in general in Kansas City, man. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. There's a special place in heaven for you.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Because y'all definitely have already been through some hell. That's for damn sure. So like I said, stay tuned. We got the after hour coming up. Gonna give you another video. Oh damn! I forgot to do a BET Uncut Classic this week. Okay, so I guess we may do it every month now. Maybe not week.
Yeah, spread them out.
Yeah, but I was playing BET Unclassic,
Don't do that whole
Uncut,
quick one.
Unclassics, the classic uncut videos. We've been playing a couple of those.
BET Uncuts. Oh,
Yeah, man.
no.
Hey,
Who was the one?
Oh, and
was
down in
one.
Warrensburg,
I gotta
you
think
can get
of-
out the clubs just in time to go home. Uncut come right on.
Yep, that's for real.
Come right on, ready for you.
Girls, they really love my... Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
trying
That's
to
it. That's
get
what I'm fucking trying to think of. Thank you.
I was gonna say, black
Tell me
Jesus
what
for that
the
one.
thing.
Show me that thing.
Oh,
y'all have a good one. Peace.
man, appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. For real.